I have been getting thousands and thousands and thousands of comments asking, when am I going to make something from scratch? Okay, so it was one comment and it was my wife. But really, I am going to be making something from scratch. My sister reached out because she is going to be getting married to her soon-to-be ex-boyfriend here soon and asked me to make a altar cross for them. Of course, I said no problem. This one means a lot because they could have easily just bought one. Instead, they reached out to me to be able to make one for them. And having been reached out to make something that is literally going to be the centerpiece between both of them as they both get married is a huge honor, but it's something that I don't necessarily want to take very lightly. I want to be able to provide something that can stay with them forever as well, and I wanted to make it stand out as, wow, like they are getting married with a cross between them and God between them, right? But first things first is that we need to make a plan. Just like any type of build that you're gonna do or anything in life, you should make a plan. So on my whiteboard that I have here, if I flip it around, oops. All right, cool, sorry, don't know who put that on there, but you know, I'm sure she would appreciate it. Now, the plan. Cool. So, what do I want this to be? So this is going to be cross, right? So number one, it needs to be transportable, right? Transport. Because we live in different cities, I need to be able to make it here and then transport it to the actual wedding venue and then assemble it there. So it needs to be transportable, which means I'm not going to fully assemble it here. I'm going to make sure that it is perfect the way it is and then wrap it up and hopefully it doesn't fall off the car. Number two, I want it to be solid. Reason being is because when I asked them, they wanted it to last forever. So solid wood needs to be able to be transportable as well. And I want to be able to make it with my hands. So we're looking at a pretty good sized beam of wood that we're going to be working with. Number three, it stays strong. And I'm thinking that we're going to be doing a half lap joint to make sure. I can't glue it here, but I will glue it once I fully assemble it there, where I can make sure that it is strong enough and it will actually hold under pressure for a long time afterwards. Number four is the color. I want it to be pretty dark, probably a walnut would be just fine for it as well too. So pretty simple. I don't want anything too crazy. Actually, 5, not flashy. So the cross I'm going to build needs to be able to be transported. To do that, it needs to be solid. I don't want it to break. How? I am most likely going to be using a half lap joint for it. I've never done it before. Should go all right. The color, I'm probably going to go dark walnut for it. And then the reason being is because I don't want it to be flashy. I want it to sit in the background, but it's also a big statement and a very bold statement. We'll see how much trouble this gives me. But all right, let's go ahead and get started. So I picked up 2 Douglas firs 4x6s to make this cross. Reason being on why I chose this wood is because Home Depot was pretty close, and I asked ChatGPT what would be the best if I was beginner. That's why. But also it does say because it is extremely strong, it can be stainable, and for the joint that I'm trying to do, which is a half lap, it's going to be perfect for it. Next, what we need to do is take some measurements and figure out exactly where we want to make this joint. Welcome to the ground with me. So I went ahead and laid out the vertical post, and then all I did was just lay the arm across it. I'm going to have to cut each side off to make it a little bit shorter, obviously, probably 3-ish feet, because each post is actually 8 feet long. I went ahead and put it where I liked it. I already squared it up. And then the next thing, all I'm going to do, that's pretty simple, is just I'm going to mark cross. There. And right there. Where I'm going to go ahead and cut into that. I'm going to take my miter saw, go into it a whole bunch, and get as close as I can to halfway on this post. And then once that's good, I will do the same thing to this side. Oop. This has taken a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be maybe 3 days, and that's being very generous because I knew that life would most likely get in the way with it. It's been about 2 weeks, right? That's how busy and life has gotten in the way. But yet, here we are. So the half lap is done. It's gotten to where I would like it to be. A lot of chisels and different types of routers that didn't fit because they weren't long enough. I even bought an attachment for my little Dremel. That didn't really work too much. So I just chiseled the whole thing. And that took a long time to be able to get it to where I wanted it to be. But yet here we are. I already cut the arms. Had to walk them in a little bit. But what we're gonna do next is sand it down, make sure it's pretty good and smooth and pre-condition, and we will stain it. Most likely build a base as well too before staining it. I think that might actually help. Else I gotta like flip it both sides. I feel like I've changed my clothes in this video so many times. But we're finally here, right? Let's take a look. Ta-da! So, it's 8 feet wide, or 8 feet tall, and it is about 4 feet 5 inches wide for the arms. The half lap is what I wanted it to do. It was super fun. The base itself is temporary, so I'll be using this for the wedding itself, but whenever we transport it back to their house, I'll get a metal bracket, I'm gonna dig a hole, and then I'm gonna pour concrete in it, and then stick this within that because they want to keep it forever. That base is unfortunately is not going to last forever, but it will last the day for the wedding. With the concrete, it's going to last forever. Everything is sanded. Everything is temporarily screwed in right now. I didn't go like full ham on it, full torque, but enough, right? So what we're going to do next is precondition it and then stain it. We are going to be using the Varathane pre-stained wood conditioner. I've used it before in the other video that I will be releasing here soon. I liked it. And then also the Varathane Classic Penetrating Wood Stain, and it will be dark walnut. And without further ado, let's time-lapse this thing for the wood stain and see how it looks. I am all finished with the cross, and if I don't say so myself, I don't think I did that bad of a job. The base is temporary, remember. I will be making a permanent one at their actual house. But I think that the stain ended up looking real nice. And I think the size is pretty good. I'll be posting maybe a short video, maybe a long video, I don't know, of the actual cross being transported and set up at the wedding venue. But for now, just going to take a second and kind of appreciate it. And I will leave you with this, and I hope you take this away. And it is the fact that effort always beats talent, and consistency creates perfection.